last time on Dungeon Buddies. You can actually see a little bit in the distance some lights. As you get a little bit closer, you can see actually a big sign pasted on the side of it that says the Rogering Jolly Brothel and Casino. From behind you, all of a sudden you hear a, well, shit! And you turn around and you see Blake standing with Kai. Mango, I don't know why, but I believe you. And I can't do it, but I can help you. Here we are.
Are we here, though?
You are here.
Okay.
Let me bring you back into the mystical world. And let's recall where we were once before. You're on a boat. The end. I'm on a boat. Like I don't know. So if you guys recall, I'm not going to give you a full summary. That's what the beginning part was for. So you guys are standing on a boat,
making some assumptions
with
here,
some monkey corpses lying around, and in front of you is the giant mountain, which is a giant jagged stone pillar. That actually, when you look up at this cylindrical like spire, it actually gets lost in the clouds. Like that's how tall this mountain really is, and it stands there facing in front of you. So you guys take a little minute to do inventory, and you can see the climbing gear that Blake gave you guys. It was like a full set of like mountain climbers gear. So each of you has kind of like some like pickaxes that you can use to dig into the rock, as well as it comes with some rope and some pins that you guys can use, you know, when you're like nailing them into the wall as like safety for if one of you slips, you know, one of those pins can grab hold of you there. So you guys have that physical gear to bring you up, but this mountain is really tall and it might take a lot of time. And if you're anyone who's familiar with mountain climbing, Mount Everest, for example, can take up to 2 months to climb. So depending on what happens here in this time around, you guys may be climbing for a while. So you may want to take that into consideration while you prep.
No, I'm gonna be good.
Okay.
I've climbed so many mountains. I'll go in like booty shorts. I don't care. I'll do it.
Okay.
No, I didn't. No, that's not an actual.
So
thing.
J-Rock starts climbing in booty shorts,
and I die. I get too cold.
He instantly dies.
No, I step onto snow and I'm too cold, and I go back.
Who said anything about snow?
Okay, how's it cold then, bro? Is it all ice?
Who said it was cold?
Somebody's making some assumptions.
Now, right now, things are fine. You guys are still in the ocean, like on your boat.
That's good.
So you're still like where you are now. Like the weather's fine, but you know what? Roll a survival check. Let's see if any of you actually know this.
Okay. $18 for me.
Yeah.
That's a 20.
Yeah, so all of you know, like,
We're so good at
clearly,
survival.
as you get higher in altitude, the weather is going to change. It's going to get cold. And so you should probably be taking that into consideration as well. You know, depending on what events transpire, like I mentioned, you could be on this mountain for a while. You don't know what could happen.
Oh, true. Yo, Mango, did you make us coats yet out of the monkey hide?
What are you talking? I don't make clothes. I don't do those things. But I do have something.
Okay. Yeah. Does your source have some magic clothes for us?
And Mango runs away all excited, and he comes back and brings out some monkey fur coats, I guess.
It's so messed up.
These beautiful jungle ape parkas that have been crafted by some mysterious benefactor.
But Mango's is like one of those, what is the coat called? You know, where it's like, it's like just a regular.
like the bubbly ones?
Bubbly coats.
like the poofy one.
Like basically what in Back to the Future.
Yeah, like what his vest is.
Yeah, the orange vest.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know if I have an exact name for that. I just kind of associate when it's like the full coat
bubble
version.
Coat, yeah.
I just kind of associated it with kind of like a parka kind of idea, but just kind of like a 90s, almost like bubbled parka kind of thing. Okay, cool.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
Do you guys want special designs for your winter coats?
This is up to you, Mango. So you didn't, but Mango crafted these coats while you were sailing. So what did Mango make?
What did Mango make for each of them?
What
yeah.
color are they?
Okay,
That's
so
important.
yeah, Mango's I guess is like the bubble coat, whatever, with like the hood and everything, and like a ski mask because it's gonna get cold. I guess I make ski masks for each of them. J-Rock's is gonna be mainly black colored because he's
Nice.
stealthy.
Can you make me earmuffs or like a toque? A toque is a hat.
Actually, yeah, he can make
For all those non-Canadians out there, a toque is just a
beanie.
nice beanie, warm,
With the
warm winter
pom-pom on
hat.
top.
Yeah, I can have one of those.
pom pom's red for the blood of your enemies.
yeah.
And the coat, you're gonna be wearing a leather jacket, like with the fur around the collar.
like a bomber jacket?
basically a bomber jacket, but it's
Nice.
real warm. Like
Yeah.
some aren't, but this one is.
It's a monkey bomber
got some-
jacket. It's
cool.
Yeah.
Cal has one of those. What are they called? Pea coats? You know, like the British, like
Oh.
the
Like the double-breasted dress coats, basically.
yeah, they like go down. It's like trench coat length. You know what I mean? But I'm talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like what a town crier almost would wear.
Kind of, yeah. And
Almost like the Matrix. Like something like, but like it's like the winter jacket version of like what Neo wears.
yeah.
Oh,
and
gosh.
yeah, pretty much. But obviously it's like really warm and stuff. And
Of course.
I guess his hat, he has two hats that go on the horns. that go on the horns. And they're like, you know, the hats with like the tails, like they go really long.
Yes.
It's like classic like 90s.
It could be like a
kids
hat, like / scarf, like crossover kind
yeah,
of thing.
it's like a cone, but it like goes really long
Yeah.
in the cone part. So he has two of those hanging off his horns, like pigtails. And his colors, his hat is like kind of multicolored between like red and blue, but the peacoat's mainly gray.
Okay.
That's really good.
I
like
put on the
that.
pea coat. I walk towards the edge of the deck that's close enough to
Don't you dare.
close to the mountain, and I just flap it. I flap my trench coat. I flap it.
Just this like stoic stance.
I thought you were gonna throw it in the ocean.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a dick.
He likes it. Oh.
That's really good.
Okay. How else would you guys like to prepare for going up the mountain?
Oh, I'm good now.
Yeah. Oh,
was-
can I go talk to Frank real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, and I think all of us come too.
Sure, okay.
So we're like, hey Frank, I really don't want to talk to you ever, but
Thanks, Captain.
but I know you have a hobby of rock climbing, and I guess you're kind of the expert in the crew on what we might be doing here. So these things, and I hold up the ice picks. I'm like, so how do I use this? What am I doing here? Please give me a little crash course.
Okay. I don't know where you heard about my climbing skills from, Captain, but
People talk.
You're right. Okay, so this is how it's gonna work. And he takes a little bit of time and gives you a little climbing crash course about what to look for in the mountain for securing the pegs to attach them as you move up. And all three of you are paying attention to this because you're really gonna need to know. As well as there's a fourth individual who's paying attention to this, and that's Lenny. Because if you recall from the Ilari, they asked for him to join you so that he could record anything else that may take place when going to this next destination. So he's also paying attention, and he's paying attention out of mostly being polite. He already has like a protocol and understands all of the physics behind rock climbing, and he's really prepared. But to be polite, as kind of like a service droid like he is, he's still listening politely and smiling along.
So he's coming with us?
Well,
Nobody
that's
likes
what-
companion quests. I don't want to have to care about taking care of this
Well,
guy.
that's what the Ilari wanted.
All right.
I know Mango isn't a fan. Does anybody else want to weigh in on the situation?
Is this an audible situation that we're making right now?
Well,
I guess Lenny.
do you want to make it an audible
Sure.
thing? or-
Okay. So Mango's like, Lenny, you don't. Are you interested in rock climbing? Do you also have a hobby?
Well, yes, sir. Well, not quite a hobby, but if you recall with the conversation with the Ilari, they would like me to come along to record any events that may transpire in regards to him.
Right. Listen.
I can assure you I won't be slowing you down, Captain. I have quite an advanced climbing protocol.
How about Cal
nice.
gives you the notes, the spark notes after or something? Like, I don't want to have to be taking care of you. It's hard enough taking care of these two. But it's like...
Captain, I can assure you that I have advanced survival protocols, climbing protocols, and medical protocols.
That's
all
why
that
you
will be
were
as an assistance with this.
That's why you got crushed under a door, right?
It's a new body. I think Lenny's got this.
I feel like
I don't. Lenny, would you lie to me? Tell me straight up. I know I don't have to ask you this, but
I am physically unable to lie to you, so
yeah,
yes,
I hear
would
that.
never lie to
Unable
you.
to lie.
I feel like the first door we come across, he's gonna die again.
I don't know.
All right,
And I mean,
J-Rock, do
where's-
you want him with?
Yeah, even like if his body gets crushed, I'll just rip his head off again,
Oh, goodness.
and then I'll just carry it around like a keychain.
So gross.
I mean,
All right.
a very large keychain.
Well,
I am not familiar with desire, but I can assure you that would be less than a desirable result.
This is worst case scenario, Lenny. Don't worry.
That is good to know. Thank you, J-Rock.
Yeah, I'll carry you like Yoda. It'll be cool. Yoda exists.
What's a Yoda?
Yeah. We'll watch it sometime. We're good.
Wait, so is Star Wars canon? In this?
Yes. I'm making that decision right now.
It's more of a play, but like
It is. It's in the Broadway equivalent of this world. There is
Nice.
this adventure opera
Yeah, we saw it at the casino.
known as Dungeon Wars.
Nice.
well, J-Rock, if you think it's a good idea, then all right, let's do it. Lenny, you're coming with.
And while all this has happened, all of a sudden, Cal just hands out a sheet of paper to Lenny. He's like, here's the spark notes and all this going on. And it's just completely illegible because he actually doesn't know how to write. He knows how to read, and he knows how to read a map and do that and like sail a ship. He cannot write to save his life. So it's just a ton of scribbles on a piece of paper. And he's like, here's your spark notes.
Lenny's like, oh, thank you, Cal. He takes it, and you can see he's like looking content, and then you just stares at the paper, and then you see like his eyes like focus in on the paper, like he's like trying to like make sense of this. And you just see him walk away, still staring at the piece of paper, like he's trying to figure out what's written on the paper, and walks away.
Lenny, I don't really have any more materials to make a winter coat for you, but here's a scarf. So I give him a scarf.
Yes.
Thank you, Captain.
It's a green scarf.
It doesn't really.
Okay.
Yeah. What color is Lenny? We never actually discussed this. I don't think.
Yeah, so Lenny is similar to the Alari in kind of like shade and build in most ways. He's got kind of like almost like a porcelain white kind of like framing structure. It's not glossy. It's matte, like kind of like a flat, but just kind of like a white, framed. It looks like an Alari. Has some semblance of what kind of like looks like quote unquote clothing that's kind of built into the robotic structure, so it doesn't look like a naked Alari is walking around.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
so he's a robot. Like he's like a robot. It's like almost like a cyborg type of deal. He's not an actual type of person, but like,
yes, that's essentially what
I was literally imagining C-3PO. Like I know that's kind of like the joke, and I was literally that was the picture.
No, this is like a super advanced robot.
It's a little
that
morbid then.
Doesn't
it's fine.
that doesn't have like the like full independence of like a full AI, because it's still like a service droid, but it's still like highly intelligent and full of a lot of information. That the technology is like beyond anything you guys can
he's
really
like Vision
understand.
then.
Yeah, that definitely closer to Vision than to C-3PO for
Nice.
sure.
Oh, okay. No, okay. I have a clear mental picture, and with a scarf, that's really good.
It's a green scarf. Green scarf.
Green scarf.
What's the point of it being green?
Just for, design.
Fan art. It's green.
Just wait till I pull out a spell that uses this.
Not olive, not sea foam. It is just a pure green. Perfect. Okay. So you guys take some time to prepare. Anything else you'd like to do to prepare? So you got your climbing gear. You've done a little crash course on how to climb. Lenny is prepared to come along with you and has assured you everything is going to be okay. You are winter ready, as it were, in terms of for the climate. Anything else?
Are we full health / all spell slots back?
Yes. You guys are
Cool.
top. You guys are ready. You're on your game, ready to go. You're all well rested and ready to climb.
I guess we have one last meeting with the crew.
Sure.
hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So we're going to climb this mountain, the four of us. We're going to get whatever we need to up there. Still super vague on what we need, but as you all know, this is the next step in saving the world. So just be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And yeah, stay safe, please. What about you guys? You got anything to add?
Ride or die. I live for danger. I'm a rebel without a cause. I don't know.
Mixed messages, for sure.
Cal just leans over the railing and he's like, if anybody tries to drive this ship away and doesn't succeed and leave, I will chop off both of your hands.
Fair warning. Fair
I drive the ship.
Gee
You
whiz.
see some of the crew just like, oh, like just kind of like,
This mountain's making real bitter. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, we better get going.
So Jerry walks over to you, Mango, and says, Captain, any final orders before you guys go?
Just protect the ship. Keep it here. And don't let anybody do anything to it. Just wait for us to come back. Hopefully, it should be pretty quick.
Will do, Captain. And he kind of gives you a little pirate salute, and then heads back to the crew.
Alrighty. Let's go, boys. We got all of our stuff.
Let's zip these zippers up.
Yeah.
Zip.
Yeah. I snug into my... Yeah, okay, we're doing this.
Yours is buttons. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Oh my god. The immersion. It's...
There you
That's all the buttons popping into place.
go. Can we roll for...
roll for buttons.
My zipper got stuck. Oh, no.
Oh, my feathers! My feathers got caught in the zipper. Okay, so how do you want to approach this? How do you want to start your expedition?
Well, what's the island? So there's like a base to this island. Or is it just like out of the ocean, there's this pillar?
Yeah, it's a very, very small base. Like you couldn't even like dock the boat up to it, really.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but it's mostly just like there's just this obscenely large pillar that comes out of the ocean, basically.
Man. Okay. I guess we take a smaller boat over, obviously, because if we can't dock the boat. Mango, can you like try to fly up or something and like...
Well, let me check.
Yeah.
I grab the dirt. I'm guessing there's dirt on the ground or something, or sand or something.
No, it's just like a little bit of like gravel, but
wait,
like
before
rock.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So
grab
before you go, Mango, because I think I know you're meant to do it.
Okay.
I hand him like a piston or a crap. What is it called? Not a piston. Like the spikes, like the spikes for climbing. That and like some rope. And I hand him and say, if you see anything to hook onto, here you go.
Hell yeah. All right.
Okay.
So take a handful of gravel, and I just like kind of drop it to see how the wind's going. I assume it's gravel, so it doesn't do much. but Mango's not that great at this stuff. He's like, looks good today. Good day to fly.
Do you actually want to know what the weather's like?
Yes.
Yeah, so just kind of like taking a look around. You don't really need to roll to this. You can just stand there and feel the wind. Actually, right now, with where you are at the base of the mountain, it's actually really calm. The weather is really clear. Like there's some clouds and some minor overcast, higher up towards the mountain. But in terms of like as far as you can see right now, like the weather's pretty good.
All right. So I put the hood over my head just in case. So it covers my captain's hat as well. It's like,
That's a big hood.
Giant hood.
Built for service.
you can see like the outline of the hat choking through the hood. And I have two zippers on my back for my wings. So
That's really stylish.
So
and
I
good.
open those up and I fly. I fly up.
Yeah. Okay. So how high do you want to go? Like how long do you want to go?
I don't know. I can fly like as high as I need be.
No. So yeah. So you're flying. I looked up flight. So you can do
60 feet.
60 feet per 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Now that is based off of the spell fly. It's
the same for Eric Cochran.
So duration of 10 minutes. So you could do 600 feet per minute, 6,000 feet after 10.
I don't think there's a duration for Eric Cochran for flying.
I looked it up and it said you can cast fly on yourself.
Is that the deal?
That's actually what it said when I looked it up, at least.
Sure.
So I mean, you can just recast it though.
Yeah, I guess.
because it just says you can self cast.
And it doesn't
Fly.
cost spell slots, right? Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I just fly up as high as I can.
Okay, yeah. Well, like as high, you just want to keep going. Like,
yeah,
just
I
till you
guess.
can't. Okay.
Well, I guess as long as as far as the rope can reach.
Oh,
Like, I
okay.
dropped the
See?
Oh,
That's a good question. That's what I'm saying. Like, are you just flying up, or are you like
Guys, I'll solo this one. I'll just
Yeah.
solo this arc and just fly to the top real quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I only have like 50
for
feet
it.
of rope. So
Okay.
now that you think, now I think
Yeah,
about
well,
it.
you fly up 50 feet to the end of the rope, and you flew up 50 feet.
Nice. All right, grab it. Wait. I put it in the wall. I
Yeah.
put the chisel in the wall or whatever and drop the rope.
Okay. So you guys see the rope that's there, and Mango has pinned it in at the top, and then so you guys secure yourself to this rope, and then you want to start climbing.
Okay. How tall does this thing look? We never actually checked.
So, again, the mountain gets lost in the clouds. So
yeah, true. Never mind.
Roll. Yeah, we'll just go for survival again. Just kind of like guesstimate the climb and a lot of stuff.
That's an 8 for me.
Didn't get it.
14.
So actually, Mango, and because you're familiar with the skies and heights and distances, you know that like when you look up, like for it to be lost in the clouds, that's tall. That's like approximately, as told by Google, roughly 8,000 meters, or
Good. Okay.
for what you're seeing, like for our American friends, 26,000 feet.
okay.
So, and that's smaller than Mount Everest. And just as a little tidbit, Mount Everest takes 2 months to climb to get to the
Okay.
top of.
Hey guys,
Never mind.
we're gonna need more rope.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, Mango. Like I don't think we can climb this. Like it's gonna take so long. It's just straight up. I don't like. How are we gonna camp for the night? Like how are we gonna climb like this? Like how fast can you fly up there?
Pretty fast. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to just take a stab at it? See where you can get to?
Well, there's 3 of us. There's 3 of you guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I didn't want to burn these this quick, but I guess I'd rather not spend 4 episodes of climbing this
Hey,
mountain.
no one said mountain expeditions are easy.
Okay. Wait. I go. Hey, Lenny. You seem to be pretty knowledgeable in this stuff. Has anyone ever climbed up here before? Like, is this like? Is there a good way to go about this?
Unfortunately, the original name of the mountain is currently lost from my logs, but we do still have some statistical data existing on this mountain back from our time.
Okay.
It ranges to approximately 26,000 feet.
Don't like that.
There were rumors of other civilizations that had existed near the top of this mountain, but given its perilous climb, very few people who attempted to do so were successful at reaching the top. Those who were usually weren't seen of again. There were a select few who made claim of reaching the top and different things that they had seen and experienced up there, but most of them did not reconcile with each other. So it was never determined what was actually in existence at the top of this mountain. Given the amount of time that has passed since its original existence, it is statistically unknown what is existing up there and if anybody has actually been successful at reaching the top of this mountain.
Okay.
Hey, Lenny, what's the fastest way to get up this mountain?
If you were just a spitball, I mean,
Captain Mango,
Yeah.
do you currently have any other methods of travel for us to be in the air?
Yeah, I got one.
Nice.
I don't want to waste my spell slots, guys.
We can take a short break, man.
I was just gonna watch you guys climb while I would be flying off in the sun.
Yeah, I
thought that was gonna be
realize
fun.
that.
okay. Can you turn yourself into a hot air balloon and beam us up? Because that'd be
Also-
sweet.
Turns out I do have a spell for that.
Wow, hot air
In
balloon.
reality, it would not be a hard climb for Calcazar because he's not.
It's literally a straight up pillar.
No, but
How are we supposed to
something
go?
I got when I leveled up.
Oh,
So I have Stonewalker now.
so you're like a mountain goat.
I'm just like picturing this giant minotaur like on all fours on like these super little ledges, just like Just like his arms like stretched across like those psycho mountain goats.
I'm no longer affected by difficult terrain, so that doesn't have any
This wouldn't be difficult terrain. This is just literally climbing.
This is a wall.
Difficult terrain would be like running through a thickly wooded jungle. That's difficult terrain because there's things all over the ground that you may be tripping over, anything like that.
I do like the thought if it was a mountain goat.
That is really good, especially because he's a minotaur, so he's got like the horns and everything already. It's perfect. Fan art, please, someone.
Oh man, I wish we could draw.
All right, okay, everybody, hold hands.
Okay, I hold
Peter
hands
Pan in this thing.
I hold hands with Lenny. I don't know who's beside me, but I definitely hold hands with Lenny.
Okay, yeah. So we don't. That doesn't matter.
Okay, sure.
So all of you grab hands and Megan?
I cast 3 levitates.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Which is all my level 2 spell slots. So,
Okay, so
and that, like I grab whoever's on the end and I
Oh,
start
we're just like a
flying.
monkey chain.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, like Seth said, yeah, you guys are literally Peter Panning this. So he has cast levitate on the 3 of you, grabbed your hand and began flying upward. And so, like we previously talked about, Aircocker can fly at 60 feet per second. Per 6 seconds, which is 600 feet a minute, which translates to 6,000 feet every 10 minutes, which is kind of like the initial duration of his flight. So you guys are just going for a while. You got the spells, you're cruising
Levitate
along, you got
lasts
levitate.
10 minutes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for the duration, you guys are flying up and up and up, and you go and relatively unscathed for the 10 minutes. There's a little bit of wind here and there. Like, you're very quickly gaining altitude around this mountain, but other than that, it's been relatively uneventful. However, around 9 minutes, the weather begins to change. The altitude, the temperature begins to drop very drastically and very quickly. And it starts to begin to get colder and colder. The wind slowly begins to pick up and become more intense. And suddenly there's snow in the air as well. And you can see that the winds start blowing and more intensely. But you're still able to fly. And you can keep going for a little bit. But you can see that the weather's picking up. So do you want to continue to fly, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, noticing that the weather around me is getting more what's it called? Like intense, and the wind's picking up, right? So I have an innate ability at 6th level, since I'm a storm sorcerer. I have this thing called Storm Guide, where I gain the ability to subtly control the weather around me. If it is
subtly.
Yeah, if it is raining, you can use an action to cause the rain to stop falling in a 20-foot radius. If it is windy, you can use a bonus action each round to choose the direction that the wind blows in a 100-foot radius around me. The wind blows in that direction from the end until the end of your next turn. You have no ability to alter the speed of the wind, but I can choose where it goes.
Crazy.
So I'm gonna choose up.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, what normally would affect other people, like in flying, and start tossing them around, because of your storm sorcerer ability, you start manipulating the wind to your benefit. So you actually start shooting up even faster up the mountain, and even making more altitude on top of that. So towards the end of the 10 minutes, you start looking around to see, like, okay, well, we're reaching the end of 10 minutes. Things are about to get real heavy.
Start latching onto the
and
wall. Kind of.
yeah, so you start looking around. So actually, around the altitude you're at now, after close to the 10 minutes of flying, you can see there actually appears to be like a ledge around the mountain. Not like a nice, very neatly carved out, but a rough ledge that definitely looks like something you guys could probably land on.
Well, we do that.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so you take it. And so seeing this good opportunity, getting that good extra boost that gave you some extra altitude, you found this ledge and you go and land on it. As you land on it, you look around to see that the snow is actually like, at the altitude you're at now, snow is actually like keeping on the mountain. So you can see it's catching on some of the grips. You can see it's on the ledge that's there, undisturbed as it's been catching on this mountain. But roll an investigation check. Or perception. I'll let you take either.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
What do you add to perception?
Wisdom.
It's a 25.
Damn.
I can see for
14.
I can see eternity.
Okay, yeah. So, J-Rock, do you want to let me know?
It's 5.
Okay, yeah. So, J-Rock has got a little bit of snow in his eyes and doesn't really know much about anything right now. But Cal and Mango, after you guys land, you kind of start looking around, and you can see the ledge actually goes around a decent amount of this mountain. And you actually look to see that there is a small ledge that continues to curve around. And as you look, it seems to be like some semblance of a path or something that used to exist there before.
Sweet.
I see a path.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Let us walk forth.
Alrighty.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys begin making your way around this, what looks like the remnants of a path, and you begin on your trek. Now, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, but the thing is, you guys take this path for a while. As Mango, you've kind of been like resting and been hiking through, and you go along, and eventually, like it kind of gets dark out. The temperature is dropping even colder, so now it's no longer necessarily the wind blowing, but strictly just the temperature itself is starting to become dangerously cold. So you guys, Lenny speaks up and says, excuse me, Captain and crew.
Yes.
It appears that the temperature is beginning to drop to a near unsurvivable level. I would suggest making some form of camp to survive this night.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good idea, Lenny.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys kind of make your way along a little bit more, trying to find like a larger piece of ledge that you guys can actually set up a small camp on. And you do. So moving along, it's good, and you find an area to do so at. And so you brush off some of the snow. You set up some of your bed rolls because you guys chose not to really specify anything else to bring along. So you just kind of have some basic bed rolls with you to keep you warm.
I make a fire.
Yeah,
I have like a lantern and stuff. I can kind of make shift.
So like you have some supplies, and so you do have enough to help make a fire. There's luckily a bit of shrubs and like kind of like dead wildlife scattered around, so you have a little bit of wood there, but not a ton to make a not like a massive fire, but enough that you'll probably survive. All right.
Do we survive?
And no, you all died.
Damn.
Well, it was a good run, guys.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
No, so you sleep through the night, and actually it takes a little bit to fall asleep because of how cold it is, but then actually due to that same cold, after you finally hit it, you guys all fall into a very deep sleep. And you sleep through the night, but because of the weather and the situation, you don't wake up well rested, because you still feel like almost like even in your sleep and trying to refresh your body, still like fending off the elements to some extent. So you wake up fine in the morning. You can see the sun is beginning to rise, but you don't feel like awesome because you slept the night on the edge of a cliff.
Do I get any spell slots back? Probably not, right?
Well, actually, yeah. So you just did a full long rest, so you would have some more spell slots if you'd like.
Nice.
So the path continues around the mountain, so you can choose to take that if you'd like, or do something else.
Yeah, where to, Captain?
Guess we keep walking.
Yeah.
It's
All
been
right.
working so far.
Yeah. Guess
Okay.
I see where we can go.
Up. So I'm gonna let you in on a little bit to save a little bit of time. Would Mango ever choose to start flying again?
Yeah.
When? Like, how long would it take before you decided to fly?
This is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, guys, actually, before we go forward, I take back what I said about walking and I say, give me a couple minutes. I'm just going to see how much farther we got to go.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Just make this even faster. I cast haste on myself once, so my flying speed is doubled, so 120 feet per second. So and then I just boom up.
That's really fast. Let me check something here.
And I'm controlling the wind around me as well to push me up if it is at all.
Okay.
So I'm
Do you
like,
break the sound barrier?
hopefully.
Oh, he just rockets me.
Okay. So you, Mango, haste How long does haste last as well?
I think a minute.
I think it's like a minute. 1 sec.
So that's only an extra 60 feet. So it'd be 6,060 feet. No, hold on. 6,600 feet.
But I keep flying after that if I can. Like I want to see how high. Like
You want to keep going? Okay, yeah. So you keep going up, and so you're just shooting for the top.
yeah, and I'm using the wind to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you keep flying and you keep going, and eventually you hit that 6,600 feet from that first 10 minutes, and that a little bit of an extra boost, and then you keep flying, and then suddenly you hit the clouds, and in the clouds the weather is crap, but luckily we got a storm sorcerer, and he just gets another extra boost, and so you kind of fight your way through that storminess going on in the cloud level of the mountain, and you keep shooting up and up and up until finally you break through the clouds, and you can go up, and the mountain goes up even a little bit higher than that, and you keep going up until finally you reach the top, and you reach the ledge, and you see actually towards the top, it doesn't come to a peak. Towards the top, it is almost like a giant pillar, where eventually towards the top, the ledge eventually just falls over to a top plateau on this mountain.
This sucks. We got so much further to go. Okay, can I just like look around at the top, see if I see anything to like kind of like investigate the top just to.
Yeah. So if you want to keep going, you look around to see that there's farther into the plateau, you can see some remnants of what looks like a village. But the thing is, this mountain's huge. Mm-hmm. So it looks regular sized. It looks regular sized from where you are now. So if you were to get closer, you can guesstimate that those are probably really large buildings.
It's probably the Giants. They told us. I honestly did not believe that, but now I think I do. Does the path that we're spiraling upwards, does it like finish up there? Like, can I see that?
Yeah, actually, from the side that you'd be on, you can actually see that path eventually does reach towards the top plateau. But just kind of upon investigation, you can see at some points it looks pretty rough. That would probably result in some more climbing. Like, just like from time that the ledge has been destroyed.
So could I, like, do I know now that if I cast Levitate again and fly everybody up, we could make it?
Not in one go.
Not in one go.
It would take, with where you are.
What if I use haste as well again?
Again, that's only an extra 600 feet.
Yeah.
When we're talking about, like, thousands.
Yeah. If I cast it twice.
Because you flew, you have roughly 18,000 feet to go. One set of levitate can get you about 6. Oof. So it'll be at least 3 more days.
Well, yeah, I don't have the spell slots for that. So,
exactly. So
it
would be at least 3 more days.
Well, we're gonna have to do this. So I sigh and I was like, I'm not going to that giant village alone. and I start using the wind to propel me down.
Before you go down and you look at that village, you can see with where the sun is, it was like shining over the village. But just before you go back down, the way the sun moves, all of a sudden the sun is blocked by what appears to be an even taller building in the village, tall enough that it actually has started blocking the sun at its angle that appears to be looming over the rest of the village. Okay, yeah. And so you fly your way back down. Takes you another like 25 minutes of solid,
just falling.
Like basically, yeah, like free. Actually, if you wanted to like free fall, it'd probably be a little bit.
No, I'm like manipulating the wind down.
So yeah, you're gonna like bullet your way back down towards the guys. But eventually, after some time, you fly back down and you make it back to the guys.
Hey, Captain.
Hey.
So what'd you find?
So I found the top.
Oh, good.
So there is a top. Good news.
Okay, that's nice to know.
Bad news? It's really, 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 really high.
You don't say.
It's going to take a while.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're this far, so.
Like,
how do you...
Captain, would you be able to estimate approximately how many more days of travel it would take to reach the top?
Let me think. 3 days, probably, as was instructed by my natural knowledge. But
Captain, having taken inventory of the rations, at our current rate, we will only have enough rations to make it through 2 more days.
well, that's why we brought you, dummy.
He's a robot. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I suggest we use our rations over the next 2 days more sparingly to make it through the rest of this trek.
I agree. Also, I think it's worth noting that there's a village up there.
Okay.
And the buildings look whack as hell.
Okay.
They're really big. And I think the giant thing might not be a joke. So,
Okay.
Think? What do
Yeah.
you mean think?
Think
It's
it-
yes or no.
probably, yes. Yeah, yes. Definitely giants. I didn't see any, but I saw their houses. And there's a big one. There's one that's bigger than the rest.
So
Okay, so you fill them in on the rest of
Yeah.
your description for the mountain. So do you want to cast levitate now and bring them up farther up the mountain now, or do you want to continue to walk for some time?
let's go till we can't go.
Well, I'm thinking like if we can get past the storm part, the fastest, save it for that bit.
So the storm part would be like another day.
Yeah.
So like you could estimate you could probably fly today, then still keep hiking for the remainder of the day, and then fly the next day, and that would probably be the storm part.
Assuming that I get my spell slots back every time we rest, right?
Because it's a long rest.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's what it would be.
Just real quick, do I get all of them back?
Yeah, your spell slots refresh daily.
All right, let's fly.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So yeah,
Hold my hand.
you hop back in, and yeah, you continue to fly up, and so the temperature drops a little bit more, gets a little bit colder, but luckily you guys have your coats, which are keeping you
That's right.
a little warm as well. And so you take another 10 minutes using that levitate and get up another chunk of the mountain. I should point out that when you guys are flying up, you're gaining altitude rather quickly. And so actually you guys can like feel your ears popping as you're going up as well. You're also moving at 60 feet per second. So it's real cold now. And you can feel the wind like cutting your face. Like it's just so cold. Even with using some of the manipulation to you kind of like push the wind behind you, like there's still just the movement forward that the wind is hitting you. And so you feel this intense cold that you can just feel the warmth leaving your face. And then towards the end of the 10 minutes, you can see you reach another point of the ledge that almost looks like it's spiraling around this mountain and continuing to go up, and you land back on it.
All right.
My face. My face.
I'd like to think that since Cal's a Minotaur, he can't actually like plug his nose like a person does. So he has to just like to pressurize his ears, so he can't like plug his nose and blow. He has to like stick his fingers in there and just like and like try not to blow his fingers out of his nose while doing that.
Cal, that's disgusting. Have some class, okay? We might be climbing a mountain or flying up one, but come on.
Okay.
Cal just covers J-Rock's mouth and nose and is like, "Oh, you deal with it now."
Okay. Real mature.
right.
Real mature, bro.
Real mature Bradley.
I can't feel my wings.
Yeah, you're getting like it's taking its toll on you, Mango. Like the cold is definitely not an Aarakocra's friend for the flying. So actually, you noticed you actually didn't quite make it as high as you did the previous time. Because with the cold and just the temperatures generally affecting you, you weren't able to fly quite as fast, but you still made significant ground, saving way more time than trying to climb the whole thing. Do you guys want to continue your hike?
Might as well.
Yeah, so you guys continue your hike for pretty much the remainder of the day, continuing to make your way around, taking little breaks periodically to kind of snack and refresh, and Lenny assists with kind of like helping parse out the rations and has kind of calculated out what it would take to make it up there in the next coming days. And you guys continue to make your way around. And then you look and the sun starts setting again. And again, the temperature starts dropping pretty rapidly as the sun begins to set. And so Lenny recommends definitely finding a place to camp. But this time, as you guys are still kind of trekking and discussing this, you actually come across an inlet on the path that actually looks like it goes into the mountain a little more. That could shelter you from the elements a little more.
J-Rock, fire in there, please.
Okay, I rush in there, grab some rope, oil, whatever, and I just make a fire.
So yeah, just grabbing some extra supplies, grabbing some extra shrubs, and you start lighting them up, and you guys all walk inside.
Okay, so you remember that old sock I stole from Frank?
Yeah.
I burn it. I use it as like firewood, basically.
Okay.
And it was like, hell yeah.
And you burn it.
Yeah.
Okay. I want everybody to make a perception check.
If we fight a frickin' spider, I swear.
15. You're out of control.
17.
So as you're all sitting there and J-Rock just finishes lighting the fire,
I rolled an 18 as well.
Cal and Mango, you actually look and see behind J-Rock, there curled up at the back of the cave is what looks to be a cold scale drake. And as the fire just catches by J-Rock, you see its eye open and it begins to stand up and turns towards you and roll initiative.
Hey, friend.
At least it's not a spider.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. I appreciate you guys listening this far, and thank you so much for a fantastic 2017. It's a lot of fun making it so far, and obviously just looking forward to playing some more D&D in 2018. There was a little bit of a break there. Do apologize. I think it was just a time we all wanted to kind of spend with our families and everything. I kind of got sick for a little bit, so I couldn't exactly edit. So I figured, you know what, we'll do the extra week off. So just to make up for it, though, next week we are not going to do a bi-weekly release. So we'll release next week instead of waiting the week, if that makes any sense. So it'll be an episode this week, and then next week you get one as well. And then it'll be back to our regular scheduled bi-weekly episode. So the only thing I wanted to shill so far is just check out our website, ztarget.ca. You can find out everything that we do and all of our different shows and how to support us and everything. If you could rate us on iTunes, tell your friends, that would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, please enjoy the rest of the podcast. I arguably would rather fight a spider.
Arguably would not.
That's a 10 for me.
6 for Mango.
That's a 12.
So actually first to go up is going to be the cold scale drake. And so it stands up, seeing the fire you've just lit in there and seeing what you're doing in there. And it actually, you see it open its mouth and you see energy begin to swirl around in it. And it's going to let out a ice spit attack towards you and the fire. And so actually the three of you are going to need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Nice.
That's a 6 for Mango.
20.
It's a crit fail. A crit failed.
Did you actually?
I did crit fail.
Okay, well, it's just a dexterity saving throw. It's just a save. So you Mango, would you roll?
6.
So you and J-Rock both get blasted by this ice spit, and as it washes forward, hitting you guys, Cal, you are able to dodge a good chunk of it, and so you're only going to take half damage on this. But luckily, Lenny is still towards the entrance of the cave and was out of range. I rolled real bad, so it's actually only going to be 8 damage.
Okay. I have a new ability called Evasion. So anytime I make a dexterity saving throw,
saving
if I
throw?
was gonna take half damage, I take no damage. If I was gonna take full damage, I take half damage. So in this case, I only take 4.
So you're only taking 4. Mango, you're going to take the full 8. Cal, actually, because you crit in your case.
I didn't crit. It was.
Oh,
plus
never
my
mind.
dex.
Yeah, no, you're still going to take 4, and Lenny's fine at the back.
Yeah, I was the one who crit failed.
Next is going to be Cal.
I'm gonna go to chop this guy in the neck.
Okay, so you want to run up and give a big old swing. Do it up. Wow.
10.
Nope.
Who would have thought?
Okay, anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like take a couple steps back, get away from his head.
Then, okay, you just take a kind of a couple steps back. Next up in the order is going to be J-Rock.
Alrighty. So, last time I got a knife. I got a new knife, right? Or a new dagger, rather.
Yep.
And it's the one I found in like kind of like our episode with Mango, where we went and it was the albatross curse and all that. So I got that last time, like kind of disenchanted or like de-cursed, more or less. So that will do 1d4 plus 1d10 fire damage, and it didn't really have a name, so I named it the Stab Monica.
Nice.
So I mean, obviously fire, ice. I've played Pokemon. I've played whatever this world's equivalent of Pokemon is. I'm familiar.
It's also a Broadway play.
Yes, also a Broadway play. It's a tabletop game. It's like chess, basically. I go and I take a stab at it with my dagger, my newfound dagger.
Okay, roll the hit.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
That was a nat 20. You rolled a crit. So as per our house rule, you get to roll another d20.
Nice.
If you roll a second d20, you roll a third one. If you roll a third d20, it's an instant kill.
If you do this,
Oh,
Oh, it was an 18.
it was an 18. So
After bonuses, though.
just going to be a standard crit on this one.
So just double damage?
So it's still just going to be
Okay.
double damage.
So,
So
1d4 plus
1d10 fire damage.
Yeah, then plus dex. So that is 9 plus my dex. So that is 12 total. So
24
times
damage.
2, 24 damage.
damn.
Yep.
Okay, you gave me this dagger.
Well, you also crit with it. I mean, you're supposed to do good damage on a crit, man.
Yeah. I
So yeah,
suppose.
you
Nice.
run over. You see Cal run over and swing, and you see the Drake is able to dodge out of the way. And in the direction it dodges, you had run over, and you bring out your new dagger and give it a good jab to the neck, giving it a good old stab. And that's the end of your turn.
Yeah, I probably use most of my movements.
Yeah, running over. So next it's going to be Mango.
How's this thing looking right now after that pretty big hit?
Still fine. Like it was a good hit, but like still looks ready to go.
I am not in the mood for fighting. So I'm going to walk up to him. I'm going to cast my level 4th spell of Polymorph.
What?
I'm going to
What?
turn this thing into a turtle and throw it off this mountain. And by turn,
You can do that?
What? He gets a roll. He gets to roll to
it's
save.
a wisdom
though.
saving throw, yes.
Oh my
my
god.
This
Actually,
works.
So what's the save?
It's
'Cause he does-
15.
Okay. So Mango,
Yes.
you're
Yes.
pissed. And like you're just tired and you're cold and you're frustrated. And so you walk over and you're just like, no, I'm not having it. And so you walk over and you try and cast Polymorph, and you see the effect start to manipulate this Drake and condense it and bring it forward. As you said, you wanted to turn it into a turtle, and you see it condensing it more and more, and then it pops and it's now a turtle sitting in front of you.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
it's sitting in front of me.
How long does the spell last for? Is it a permanent thing?
It's up to an hour, or until the target's its hit points drop to 0.
Okay.
Why don't we just kill it then instead of throwing it off? Because it will come back when we throw it off.
Not necessarily.
I assume it's gonna die if it falls like 20,000 feet. But
I also want to get scale armor, so I'd be fine with killing it and letting it.
it's a
transform
turtle,
back.
though,
No,
This
but it
kind
would
of
be-
scale mail is different than regular scale mail, if that's what you're referring to.
and also Drake is more like, isn't it more like a person?
It's
type
like
of
almost like a baby dragon.
Oh, okay.
A dragonborn is like a humanoid dragon person. A drake is almost like, think of almost like a baby dragon.
I should
Like
know
Baby
this. I played
Smaug.
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be able to use its scales to me.
Well, you would have to try and carry all of those scales throughout the rest of your journey.
No, I would get them on the way back down. If they
Assuming that we're gonna be coming down.
yeah,
so
you know
we're
what? Like you to each their own.
It's up to you, Mango. You went over, you cast polymorph on it, so this turtle's in front of you.
I pick up this turtle and I pick him up in my hands. I toss him to Cal.
So, and when you picked him up in your hands, he had a cute, sweet little face, and he just smiled at you.
And I'm like, just shove it.
Why'd you have to do this? Why'd you have to make him a cute turtle? Why?
It was the first thing I thought of.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
So I give it to
And
Cal.
Cal?
I'm actually gonna just like say screw it to the scale mail. I'll get that at another time. I walk out to the entrance of like where we came into this weird alcove area, and I'm gonna pull out my axe. I'm gonna hold the
Whoa,
turtle.
whoa, whoa.
No, I'm holding the turtle in one hand, and I've got my axe in the other. I toss the turtle up in the air, and I'm just gonna hit him like a baseball.
With the flat side?
Yeah, with the flat.
Okay,
no, I'm not
okay.
gonna just slice him in the
Okay,
air.
good. Because I was like, I don't want this thing turning back, like right in front of us.
No. I'm just gonna baseball bat him
Yes.
as far as I can. Do I have to roll for that?
No, you kind of just take it. You toss him up like you're pitching to yourself in baseball, and you just beat this thing, and it goes flying over the edge, and you just see it, and then it's gone.
All right, J-Rock, set up that fire again. I want to go to sleep.
Man, I was gonna like train him. It was gonna be this whole thing.
How to train your dragon?
How to train your turtle? How to train your baby turtle ice drake?
Yeah, it would have been sick. All right then. Well, all right. I make another fire, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you guys make up a fire, and you now that you have the added extra kind of like shelter from being in this inlet in the cave, you're not being as hit by the elements as hard. And with the fire in there, and you can see there's actually like some nest remnants from the drake, so there's actually more to burn. So you actually cook up a nice fire, and you know have your rations and actually get a good rest after trekking for the past couple days. So you wake up the next morning. Refreshed, relatively unscathed.
That's right.
For everything that happened. Do you want to fly again?
First, can I do a quick investigation? Is there anything of value that the Drake left behind?
Sure, you can do an investigate.
I'm gonna roll for this as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a crit fail. I hate these dice are real bad today. Oh boy.
No, you look around. There's not much going on in here. You see some bones of some goats actually that I kind of got that were somehow made it to the mountain in the middle of the ocean.
These things are wild.
Cal just shudders at the sight of the goat's bones.
But yeah, no, there's nothing really of value in here at this point. Okay, so after looking around, you see nothing. Mango, would you like to fly again?
Yeah, is this going to be the storm day?
Yes,
Okay.
this is.
So I tell everybody, like, okay, this is going to be probably the hardest part for flying and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really going to want a tight V formation for this one or
right.
whatever we're doing.
Everyone take some rope. We can all hold onto the rope together.
Yeah, it's like a
Secure
backup.
ourselves. Yeah.
Just in case.
Safety, you know? That's what I'm all about. That's what J-Rock
Yeah,
does.
so we kind of like secure ourselves to each other so that if we do let go of our hands, like we have the rope or whatever. And we fly.
Yeah, so you go out onto the side of the ledge, you secure yourselves with the rope in your flying V formation, Mighty Duck style, and go soaring up into the air. And now, as you begin to hit into the clouds and where it becomes to be, more intense and more stormy, again, your ability to manipulate the storm, in this case, instead of being a hindrance, actually has become a huge bonus. And actually, in your formation, your aerodynamic, manipulating the wind, you actually get a major boost of speed, more than actually when you had previously going through the first time, and you blast through this storm with some intensity. The cold is still berating you guys in the temperature, and it's still harsh on your bodies, but luckily you made those coats, and so you're able to kind of bear with it. and make it through. But actually, as you get towards the peak, it becomes a little bit too cold. And actually, J-Rock, and actually all three of you, you're going to need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
Nat 20.
Oh, that's a 7 total.
19.
Oh, gee, how you guys are so constitutious. I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh, wait, that's a 21, actually.
Well, you rolled a crit 20,
yeah.
so you're fine. Or not 20. So you guys are blasting up through the clouds, and your V formation. Where was everybody placed?
Well, okay, so I'm in the middle ish. Probably J Rock's on my right.
And then
And then Lenny onto J Rock.
Okay.
And Cal's on my left.
okay, so while you're going, you're flying through these clouds with the intense speed, but with the elements kind of still beating on J-Rock. J-Rock passes out from going up and lets go of your hand. Now, luckily, being secured by the rope, he's still there, but still kind of the extra... He's still levitating, but with kind of still like the unseen effects of this happening, it does still kind of throw you off course a little bit as he kind of drifts over and catches
bounces
into
around.
Cal and moves around. So you go up and you break through the clouds, but not as smoothly as you had hoped. But now that you've broken through the clouds, you can see the top. But you start to kind of lose control of everything going on. Make a dexterity saving throw, Mango.
Ooh, no. Nope, that's a 3.
So you aren't able to really gain control. Things are kind of getting a little bit chaotic because with the extra weight of Lenny holding onto J-Rock, who is still holding onto him, and it's twisting around and it's throwing you off course, and you actually fly over and you slam into the side of the mountain, and now you guys are beginning to fall. What do you do?
Am I still passed out?
J-Rock's still passed out.
Oh, jeez.
And all of you have just slammed into the wall. What do you do?
Cal pulls out both of his picks because, like, we still got all that on us. And I'm just going to double slam them into the side of the wall. But we're all still technically levitating, so the only person I have to worry about for weight is Mango. If I'm correct.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
So make a strength saving throw.
I get advantage on it, and it's a good thing.
For strength checks, yeah.
Do I add my proficiency bonus or no? Just
Just your strength.
just my strength? Okay, that's 15.
Yeah, so you guys slam into the wall. Mango, this disrupts your flying, and you begin to fall, and that extra weight is starting to pull down Lenny and J-Rock because they're just levitating, so they're not just moving up, they're just levitating, so they're kind of being pulled down with you. Luckily, Cal, when he hit the wall, was able to pull his pickaxes out and latch them into the wall. So currently, Cal has got both hands pickaxed into the rock wall there. As that happens, the rest of you are kind of swinging, hanging below, and J-Rock, you come back to seeing yourself just still kind of like hanging in the air along this rock wall. The levitate has about 18 seconds left on it.
What's going on, guys? What happened?
Dude, what's going on? You passed out.
Oh, jeez.
So
You okay?
You now
Cal,
have.
what are you doing?
You have 3 turns to figure this out. So
Okay.
first turn, Cal, you've taken your action on this turn. Mango, you can go next, and then it's going to be followed by J-Rock as he just woke up.
Okay, so I'm like, okay, J-Rock, grab my hand. Don't screw this up again.
Oh, this isn't my fault. It's the worst. Okay, I grab his hand.
And we have a little bit of levitation left, so I'm like, Cal,
You have 3 turns. Yeah.
so we can get.
Each of us can do like one, basically.
No, each of you gets 3 actions.
Oh.
Because it's like, so in D&D, when you're talking about actions, in the span of 3 seconds, or in the span of 6 seconds is when all of your actions are taking place. There's 18 seconds left on the levitation. So you have,
Each of us gets 3.
each of you gets 3 actions.
Okay.
Currently, the rest of you are hanging / levitating, and Cal is locked onto the rock wall.
So I'm going to try and grab both Cal and J-Rock. Hopefully Cal can pull his picks out again.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to keep trying to fly up, not to reach the peak, but just to reach a ledge where we can land.
So, you begin to recover. Cal takes his picks back out of the wall, and luckily with the last couple seconds of levitate, you begin flying upwards, and you're able to make it up really close to the ledge. But you have about like you're reaching the end of the levitate, but you're still not quite high enough to the ledge, and it's not going to make it.
Okay, so I start like telling them like, Cal, everybody picks like ice picks into the wall.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys all whip out your picks, and you, with the last couple seconds of levitate allowing you to get like a good slam in, all of you slam your picks into the wall, and you all latch into this rocky ice wall as you feel the levitate come off of you, and all of a sudden you feel your weight again. And all of you are currently picked into the wall, all still secured by the rope.
Okay.
All right.
It's J-Rock's turn, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I grab my climbing spikes because I actually do have those.
Yeah.
So I guess just a try with one hand. If I just have like a pickaxe, I try to just reach into my pocket, grab a spike, and just like slam it into the wall. Just as another like thing to grab onto.
Yeah. So you secure yourselves into the wall.
And then I just say, guys, if you need spikes, you can go into my bag, and it's yeah.
So as you hammer this spike into the wall and you're digging it in there, the area of ice that you've hammered into, you see start to fracture.
Never mind, guys. This isn't good. Okay. We don't have much time. We better get a move on.
How much space is between us and the ledge of the walkway up?
About 10 to 15 feet. So within climbing distance. So I believe that J-Rock, actually, you were the end of the actions.
Yeah.
So as we hit the top of the order with Cal, that crack that you put in with the spike, you see it expand.
Great.
And then top of the order is going to be Cal.
Okay. So, oh goodness, I don't know what to do. The ice is cracking, but I feel like if I put my picks it's gonna start cracking.
You already have your picks in.
So just so you know a little bit about the climbing, the pickaxes that you're putting in aren't quite the same as the ice spikes. The spikes are like a lot like thicker, like bolts, because they're like safety bolts.
Think like tent. Those like big.
Well, even bigger. Think like railroad spikes.
Yeah,
you are
that's
hammering this huge spike into the wall, so it's having a bigger impact than these pickaxes.
Okay.
If that's wrong, some climbing expert, don't tweet at it.
Well, that's literally like what I have. So.
Yeah.
So can I say, actually, guys, everybody grab onto me.
All right.
And I'm going to postpone my turn until everybody's like latched onto me.
Okay.
All right.
So everyone else wants to take their action and do that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. So everybody climbs over and climbs on. Cal, make a strength check. Because you are now carrying all three people.
So 19.
Okay, yeah. So luckily you got your spikes in there good, and everybody grabs onto your shoulders. But now that you're all focused in one spot, you see where J-Rock put in that spike. You see it start to crack a little more, and it starts cracking, and it's almost at you.
Yeah, like I'm going up as fast as possible.
So you start climbing upwards towards that top ledge, and just as you make it past that fracture, you see the ice below you, this huge chunk just fall off, like right below you. You just make it over that crack at that time. And then you guys look down and you see this huge chunk just fall and get lost in that storm you just came through, and it's gone now. And there's this kind of little brief sigh of relief after making it over that, and you keep your climbing up the rest of the way. Everything is okay. And so you make it to that top ledge, and you make it back on, or sorry, not the top ledge, but you make it back to that path, and you make it back up.
Yeah.
And you guys all pull yourself on, and you survived the flight.
So when we get to the top, Cal's just kind of like, man, I hope everything that we're dropping down from here doesn't affect the boat down there or anything.
Yeah.
Giant sheets of ice, a drake that looked like a turtle that could have survived the fall still.
the camera cuts down to the crew at the bottom, and you just see as everyone's sitting there, and you see someone swabbing the deck. You see the turtle land on the deck, and you just see it splat. And after it splats, all of a sudden you just see this ruined corpse of this drake on the deck of the ship just populate there, and you see the crew just like oh gosh. And after that happens, and everybody's taking a minute to look at the drake. You see a little bit of time pass, and they had kind of finished cleaning up the drake, and then all of a sudden you see laying beside them this giant sheet of ice laying beside the ship, and you see the ship rock majorly, and you see the crew just like looking around like and look up like, what is going on up there? And then it cuts back to you guys. So I'm assuming you're going to continue hiking after taking a little breather after that.
Yeah.
So you begin hiking up to the top of this ledge. And actually, the way the ledge comes into the mountain, it actually goes in, and then imagine almost like coming upstairs in a house where like you come up through the floor. That's how the path comes into the top of the mountain. It doesn't actually reach quite to the top of the very peak, but it comes up. And as you guys come up through this path, reaching the plateau, you guys begin to see that view that Mango saw earlier when he came up to scout before. You see this village that looks, it's decently far away, but from where you are looks like regular sized. And so you can estimate that this is going to be a very big village. And so you guys begin making your way towards it. You're on the top of this giant cylindrical spire, and you make your way towards the village. And as from what you can tell, as you get closer, it seems to be deserted. Like it just seems to be like ruins. And as you're looking around and like seeing these like massive walls and stone buildings, all of a sudden you feel a rumble and you feel movement behind you. And as you turn around, all of a sudden everything goes black and you can't see anything. And you're actually not even conscious. All of a sudden, it's almost like, waking up after a surgery. You begin to come to in another room. Your vision's hazy as it adjusts to the light, and you can hear the sounds of a fire burning and crackling inside the building. As you look around, you find yourself in a massive, massive den. You see these huge chairs. You see the fire, this massive fireplace burning, and you look around and you're on what appears to be a table. And as you look around, in what looks to be a bird cage placed on this table with the four of you placed inside. And as you begin to look around, you feel the warmth of the room, and it feels welcoming for a minute after being in the cold for so long. But then all of a sudden the reality strike slips in and you're like, wait, we blacked out. Like, what happened? And you begin to look around in a little bit of a panic. As you look around, you see that there appears to be another bird cage placed beside you. And inside, you see another humanoid figure standing there holding the bars. And J-Rock and Cal, you don't recognize him. But Mango, you recognize the familiar sigil of the Eagles placed on his jacket, and in front of you stands Polly Potter. And he looks over and says to you, well, if it isn't Mango Breeze.
Oh, you've gotta be kidding me.